Hey everybody, welcome back to Naturally Creative Mama. Today we're making this Silent Night sign, and the stencil decal for this project can be found in my Etsy shop, The Mama Shop on Etsy, and I'll put the link down below to that. So I just am taking my stencil, and when you get yours from the shop, it'll already have the transfer paper on it, so you won't need to put it on like I did, but you'll take a squeegee or a credit card or an old gift card and just run it over the top of your transfer sheet, and then the back will peel off super easy, and just line it up on your piece of wood. This is a 5.5-inch square piece of wood that I have sanded and painted white, or actually it's slightly off white, and I let it dry for about 2 days just to make sure that it was totally dry. And so I went ahead, put that stencil on, and you can see how it looks on there. Then I'm taking some Waverly chalk paint that I got at Walmart. This is the color Elephant, and just going to use a makeup sponge to put it on. I find that the makeup sponge works a lot better for me than the foam brush does, because I can put lighter layers on, and then it doesn't get as puffy on the sign. So I'm just taking that paint and kind of thinning it out and dabbing it on my paper plate a little bit before I dab it onto my sign. And one thing you can do if you're worried that your paint might bleed is take the original background color and just do a layer of that first on your stencil before you paint your color on. These stencils work pretty well, so I wasn't super worried about it. But sometimes when I get too much paint on there, I will just take my makeup sponge and kind of wipe some of it off for that first coat, because I want it to dry pretty quick. So now I'm coming back with a second coat, and with the chalk paint, it dries really, really fast, and so I think I probably waited about 10 minutes between coats, and overall I ended up doing 3 coats of paint on there to get it the right color that I wanted it to be, nice and strong color. So just finishing up this last layer here. So then one more coat of this Waverly chalk paint. I find that the Waverly chalk paint works really well, and I actually like using it better than acrylic paint, though I do use acrylic paint sometimes. The chalk paint just dries a lot faster, and I really like the look of it. And these stencils again are available in the Etsy shop. I will definitely put a link down below to where you can get yours. I have a couple different stencils available, and you can choose the size that you want. And these are great for projects around your house, or to make as gifts to give to friends or family for the holidays especially. Now that those 3 coats have dried, I am just peeling off the stencil, and I'm using an old Cricut pick from when I had a Cricut machine, and just peeling it off. And then when you go back with the pick to get the little pieces off, you just want to be really careful, because the picks have that sharp end on them, and it can kind of scratch the paint underneath it, and so you just want to barely touch the edge of it. And I like to peel it up the rest of the way with my fingers, just because I find that it comes off smoother, and I don't have any of those paint scratches underneath where those little pieces of the stencil were. And this is my favorite part of creating projects like this, is watching the finished product come together. And peeling off these last couple pieces of vinyl, it gives you that like sense of accomplishment, and you get to see how awesome it is when it turned out. So there it is. That's how it looks with the stencil off. And then I went ahead and just took a 120 grit piece of sandpaper once it was totally dry, and just kind of really lightly went over the top of those words just to smooth them out, because I don't like that they end up kind of bumpy on there. But that is it. So make sure you check out my shop on Etsy, the Mama Shop, and I'll see you guys next time.